Hey people, Muscle here. On today's video I will be talking about a common misconception made by some FGO players that I have seen a lot throughout the last few months. This misconception is about our favorite tsundere alien director, U-Olga Marie. More specifically, her being the anniversary servant of this year. Personally, I will love to have U-Olga as the anniversary servant, so I can understand why people is coping about this. But the reality is that right now, U-Olga is 100% unsummonable. I will have to get into some details of what happened in Lost World 7 and Ordeal Call to give a short explanation of why I think we aren't able to summon U-Olga Marie as a servant yet. So if you care about the spoilers, leave the video now. Alright, with that out of the way, I think it's safe to say that the true hopium for U-Olga Marie started with the release of Lost World 7 Part 1, when really early on you get to see U-Olga having an in-game model, and later on the story you manage to play with her since she becomes an ally to Chaldea due to her quote-unquote memory loss. This hopium unfortunately lasted until the second part of Lost World 7 was released. Since there, U-Olga sacrificed herself trying to kill ORT, and in good old Nasu fashion, her sacrifice was completely pointless because the Mushroom Man thought it would be really funny if the silly spider made his own summoning system to summon himself as a Grand Foreigner. So yeah, this goes to show how much hatred Nasu has towards U-Olga or Olga Marie. After her sacrifice, U-Olga's Saintgraph was completely destroyed, and so were our hopes for her to become a playable servant, since having your Saintgraph completely destroyed means you can't be summoned as a servant. This will normally be the dead end for any servant, but fortunately the quote-unquote count came in clutch and introduced a way for us to restore U-Olga's Saintgraph: the Presidential Singularities. The Presidential Singularities are made by the Count whenever he turns a U-Olga piece into an Elemental Marie, and he apparently owns 4 U-Olga pieces. A few months after the first Ordeal Call chapter, we got the first Presidential Singularity, featuring Flame Marie as its final boss, and after defeating her, we got our first U-Olga piece. So, the point I'm trying to make here is that the only way for us to make U-Olga summonable again is to get the 4 U-Olga pieces to restore her Saintgraph. And if U-Olga were to be the anniversary servant, we should be getting the 3 leftover Presidential Singularities within these next 5 months. But knowing how slow Lasagna is to put content, I will say the odds of this happening are pretty low. Even though she might not be this year's anniversary servant, it seems it's just a matter of time for us to reunite with our beloved director. So I really hope we can manage to get all the U-Olga pieces throughout the year.